Good habits are very difficult uh, to implement and sustain in the long run. Simple things like waking up early, exercise, eating healthier, these are very difficult to accomplish beyond a certain period of time. We can do this using a great strategy called Ulysses Pact. Uh, the Ulysses Pact, it comes from the uh, Greek epic Odessey. It's written by Homer, where the hero of the story, along with this ship's crew, must pass through the island of the sirens. Sirens enchant anybody traveling with a deadly song, and compel to kill themselves, as per this story. So Ulysses hears about it, this danger from a goddess, and he tries to get his crew to seal their ears with wax. But for himself, Odysseus or Odysseus, his name is called Odysseus or Ulysses. He wants to hear it, so he orders his men to tie him up tightly to the ship's mast using strong ropes, and he explicitly commands them not to untie him, even though he asks, he begs, or anything. So they do this, and they pass through the island. He hears that the ship's crew is completely blocked out, so they all survive. So the essence of this Ulysses Pact is that it's a pre-commitment. You acknowledge your future self might be weak or tempted, so you plan while you are in good senses, whatever you need to do. And this is how Ulysses actually survived the Siren's island. And meanwhile, he also hears to understand how difficult it is. So, how do, some of this a good plan that we can think about? For example, you want to cut down on late night snacking. If you try to do it yourself on a daily basis, it is very difficult. After a few days, you will give it up. So, one of the strategies should be you try not to buy any junk food at home itself as much as possible. If it is not there, if it is not available, then you will be forced to go out and maybe you will get it and you may give it up. And let's say you want to avoid distraction while you are at work. You may have to turn off the notifications on your phone. Let's say you are working from home. You keep your phone at a different in a different room. You may have to walk across, if whenever there is a call, but you do not continuously need to look at it so that you get distracted by social media. And let's say you want to avoid excessive website viewing. There are various website blockers that you can place. This is a longer process than just turning your mind off, but turning our mind off is very tough. And let's say you want to wake up early in the morning. You may put alarm, but it is very difficult to do it day by day. So the better plan will be you plan in such a way that you sleep at certain point of time every day. Don't worry about waking up early. Once your body has enough sleep, it wakes up by itself. So you may wonder why not just use willpower. The biggest challenge with willpower is that willpower is always in short supply. It gets exhausted over a period of time. So all the distractions, addictions, we cannot overcome just with willpower. Willpower only can help half a day, 1 day, 2 days max. So if you are trying yourself to a mast like a pole, the way that Ulysses has done, then you will definitely be able to tide over in the longer run. So, however good intentions you have, unless you plan ahead of time, when the temptation comes in, you cannot avoid it. I'll give a couple of great examples. One from one of the greatest writers, Victor Hugo, and another my own friend. Uh, so Victor Hugo, he did write his initial books, and after that he partied a lot. He went out, he was partying, he had too many drinks, and he was always enjoying. And finally, his publisher gave him a deadline that he hasn't published for a while, and the novel that has to be published was getting delayed. A lot of procrastination. So, and he has given an ultimatum, and Hugo himself felt ashamed and he wanted to change. So he took a interesting, drastic approach. Actually, the legend has it that he locked away all his clothes in a chest, leaving himself with just a large shawl to wear, just some night dress. The logic: he was too embarrassed to go out in case, whenever he did not have that good clothes. So he was staying at home. He locked it away and he actually sent those clothes out. He has completed this in the next 6 months. It is one of his finest masterpieces called The Hunchback of Notre Dame. So now locking away your entire wardrobe is a bit extreme for most of us, but the principle is the same. Eliminate temptations and make the desired behavior the easiest option for you. So the removing the alternative, for example, going out, socializing, and having a lot of fun and not doing his work, Hugo created an environment where writing was path of the least resistance. And another example, one of my closest friends, um, he was overweight a period of time. He was a great foodie. He loved food, and he reduced weight. I asked him what is the secret. How did he do it? So what he has done. Um this is something he came up with. This is his plan. So he thought he should be eating less, and he found out that the lunch is his heaviest meal. He was working at a specific place in Mumbai, and he was going out, having a lot of fun, eating all kind of food. So he observed one of the colleagues um, who was healthier and always had healthy food. So he requested that, can you, I'll pay you. He paid that person. For the next 2 months, he asked him, whatever you are getting, whatever you are eating, just get me that. I will eat whatever you get. And he paid him full, even extra. Um, he asked him to get whatever healthier option. So this simple act had a powerful impact. It removed the decision making fatigue around lunch. The thought process is not there. You need to eat that, this, you are not worried. So you are eating whatever that is brought to you. And he definitely had a healthy option because the other person is always in shape. He was, and also, once you tell something like that, and they also get more conscious, uh, and it also created a bit of positive social accountability. He didn't want to let his colleague down, both of them. So this highlights the power of leveraging your environment and social support in habit formation and lead to weight loss. So these are the kind of examples that we should definitely take as inspiration. If you try to go head on some of these things, it is very difficult because that's our human nature. Why will anybody try to stop eating a tasty ice cream? It's very difficult. If it is available, we will eat. So if you just try to do it with your willpower, it will be very difficult. So just closing thoughts. Ulysses Pact, it's a pre-commitment of yourself while you are in very good senses. For example, you are hearing this and now you decide that, yo, I want to do it. But tomorrow, you'll find it very difficult to implement the plan. So while you are in the good senses, you make a decision, you put a plan, and you put something, and that plan will not be the willpower. You plan something out of the box. That's how, for example, Ulysses survived the death, or the radical elimination of temptation of Hugo's, or the simple yet effective social support my friend utilized. So the key lies in designing your environment and your support systems uh, for the habits you want to build. So building good habits is definitely not just willpower, it's being smart, strategic, sometimes a bit more creative. So I hope you got the point. And if you have already done something like this, please, I think, post below for the comments so that others also can see that. And if you want to get started, start something creative like I have suggested. Thank you. Bye bye.